Hello and welcome to your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman. More violence in Russia after a suicide bomber targeted a train station, killing more than a dozen people. Russian officials now say at least 30 people have died in this recent string of suicide bomb attacks in the southern city of Volgograd in Russia. It's the second. There have been two deadly attacks, one today and one over the weekend, as the country prepares to host the Winter Olympics.
Everyone now needs to be even more concerned about the terrorist threat that has reached the Russian heartland and is growing closer not only to the Sochi Olympics, but also affecting the transportation hubs that are so important to the Olympics.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin is ordering increased security nationwide. The International Olympic Committee says it is confident that Russia will be able to keep these games safe, but many people in Russia now say there is no one confident in security at this point. More than 1 million Americans are ending 2013 without their long-term unemployment benefits, which expired over the weekend, but reinstating those benefits is expected to be one of the top priorities once Congress returns after the new year. Senators Jack Reed, a Democrat, and Dean Heller, a Republican, have co-sponsored a bill to reinstate long-term unemployment benefits, which now expire after 26 weeks. Heller is from Nevada and one of the few Republicans to support the plan, but House Speaker John Boehner said he is willing to negotiate if Democrats can find offsetting spending cuts for those long-term benefits.
I said that we would clearly consider it, as long as it's paid for and as long as there are other efforts that will help get our economy moving once again.
Many Republicans say extending those benefits discourages people from looking for work. Meanwhile, Democrats are trying to use this and minimum wage as wedge issues during the 2014 midterms. And two senior Republicans, who are also two of the House's top experts on terrorism, have blasted a recent report by the New York Times on Benghazi. Peter King and Mike Rogers say the report is misleading. This weekend, the Times published an extensive report that claims the attack on the U.S. compound in Benghazi, Libya, that killed 4 people, including Ambassador Chris Stevens, had no direct ties to al-Qaeda and was in fact inspired by an American video. But both Rogers and King say the attack was clearly linked to al-Qaeda, and the report is again misleading. And one of the world's most successful race car drivers is now fighting for his life. Michael Schumacher is in a coma after a skiing accident in the French Alps. The former Formula One race car driver, was rushed to the hospital and underwent immediate brain surgery. Schumacher's manager says the retired Formula One race car driver fell on his head during a ski trip. A hospital spokesman says Schumacher remains in critical condition. And when we come right back, they're still stuck at the bottom of the world. The latest on those rescue efforts to free dozens stranded in the ice in Antarctica. Plus a Newsmax exclusive with the Reverend Jesse Jackson about why he's so upset that A&E caved into fans over Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson. Next. Welcome back. A ship filled with more than 70 scientists, journalists, and tourists and crew members remains trapped in the Antarctic ice, along with the Chinese icebreaker that was sent to help. A weekend blizzard halted the rescue when thick ice grabbed hold of that second ship called the Ice Dragon. Now, there's no danger here, just boredom at this point. Weather experts do say that the ice should start to ease up a little bit, and a stronger ice-breaking ship is now on its way from Australia. And millions of people, of course, are happy to learn that Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson was headed back to work after being reinstated by A&E after a brief suspension for comments he made about gays and other minorities. But not everyone thought that the network made the right decision. The Reverend Jesse Jackson explained his take during this Newsmax exclusive.
Robertson's language was hurtful and painful to many people. We should not do that to each other.
And this has been your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman. The Steve Malzberg Show now is live from New York.